Hello, hello, hello. Easy podcast back with another session. You know, a lot about podcasting is storytelling. So I want to share a story with you. And it's impactful to me. I don't know if it's going to be interesting, but again, we are in the business of delivering content. So let's rock and roll. Just a few years back, I was in the States. I was doing a lot of work as a GC, picked up a lot of houses, had over 10 houses that I was parallel renovating, had a big room, maybe about 20 cubits working for me. And once we start the work, I didn't want to run them back home and back to the job sites every day. So I'm like, I'm going to rent a trailer. I'm going to buy an RV. I'm just going to put it there and get everybody to sleep there. And it was on the waterline. It was a few projects were on houses just on the waterline. One day I was waking up for work, stopping at a Starbucks, buying my coffee, kind of scrolling over the phone, and scrolling, and right in that area, maybe about an hour and a half, maybe an hour drive. There was an ad about a boat for sale, big one, like 40 feet, maybe 45 feet, big, three like two floors, something really awesome. And you know what? I looked at the price and it was extremely low. It was maybe about 20 grand. And I was like, man, I just looked at the RV that I wanted to buy that has two bedrooms or maybe six bunk beds, and I wanted to buy it for like $15,000. How about I put $5,000 more? I'll bring that boat to the projects through the sea, and I'll dock it over there. And one of my houses, one of my clients has a house with a dock, and on a small island. And I have a bunch of houses over there, so I'm like, let me bark a boat. They can sleep on the boat, which was a crazy idea anyway. I never owned the boat. I always wanted to, but so just like I know myself, I actually went out from Starbucks and drove to that place where they sold that boat. She was on the water in a marina, and I walked in, and that was a nice guy over there, kind of showing me around. She was a little bit oldie, but she had a lot of potential. She had like potentially maybe 10, 12 people can sit over there, can sleep over there comfortably. If I lay on some mattresses on the floor and everything. But she was sitting on that marina for 5 years. She belonged to somebody got a heart attack, and I didn't sail her. She had two diesel engines, and she was really good for that price. I'm like, that was a surprise for me. Told you, never owned a boat. I took her up, bought her, paid. The guy said goodbye, moved on, went up to another state, and I woke up in the next day with the boat keys and with no experience or no knowledge, not even an inclination of what am I going to do to move her over there. But you know us, resilience, self-reliance, everything is a challenge, and we take challenge head on. So I went to the boat, called somebody to scrape the bottom, just make sure that she runs, put some oil. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking sail it. I'm sailing it. And somebody told me, be careful. It's an open sea. You don't have experience. The engine didn't run for a long time. I'm like, you know what? It's up the coast. I'll just trailer slowly up the coast. It is like an hour and a half, 2 hour sail up the coast, but I'll stay close to the shoreline. Yeah. Told me take a captain. I said, okay. I asked around somebody, like a young boy, maybe about 25, 26, had like a small boat. Says, yeah, I'm a captain. I can do it with you. How much are you going to pay me? I said, a few $100. That's fine. Let's do it. We'll get over to our place. We'll dock her, and I'll send you back on Uber. Says, okay, sounds good. So far, so good. We went on the boat at 11 o'clock in the morning the next day, 11 a.m. We had to go put some fuel in it. So we started the engine. They started. That was a good sign. We took her off the ropes, Took her out of the marina, so excited because the guy was actually good, knew how to drive. He knew how to steer it. He took her out slowly but gently towards the gasoline pump area. I'm with the camera, video. I'm like, yeah, we're cruising on our yacht. Let's do it. Starting. The minute he, the minute he picked up a little bit of speed, actually dolphins jumped next to the boat. Dolphins. I swear to God, still have the videos until today. Dolphins jumping, sun is shining. I'm extremely excited. I'm with this guy. He knows how to sail it. Crazy. We went out. We went out of the marina. Put some fuel in the engines. She rattled a little bit, but we went out of the marina. Big exit, and then coastline. We're venturing out a little bit, and at one point, maybe half a mile from the shore, we chuck a right, and we go up the coastline. The minute we chucked a right, the day turned. From sunny or partially sunny, fog started to creep in, and the sky started getting clouds. And we didn't notice. We didn't notice until the point that our engine stalled. All of a sudden, the engine stopped working. We're restarting them. They're coughing. And he's like, oh, the boat was sitting for too long. We put new gas. Filters are clogged. There's almost no guarantee we're going to start the engines. Let's call Coast Guard. I'm like, no, it's okay. We're going to be okay. We went downstairs, kind of worked the engine room. I stayed up. I kind of steered it. And then I'm telling him, bro, there's like freaking fog coming in. Fog. Like look at that. Like dense fog climbing in from the ocean. We are 25 minutes into the sail. We have to the run, and we have about an hour and a half to get to the top point of the island. Fog comes in, and it becomes quiet, eerily quiet. The engine's not working. We're drifting away into the ocean. The fog is covering us. All of a sudden, we don't see the shoreline anymore. We don't see 5 meters across from the boat, from the port, from the stern. We don't see anything 5 meters away. Everything is white smoke. The engine starts, and the minute we put gas, they die. We start them again. We put a little bit of gas, they die. And we're stressing out, starting to sweat. We start her up again, give a little bit less gas, and she's rocking a little bit at the time, like really slow. I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at the GPS towards the place that we need to go. Obviously, on the boat, there's no GPS. There's not even a secure system for broadcasting. I'm calling Coast Guard, and they told us, hey, you just passed the point that we can't rescue you anymore. You're already above that point. You have to reach out to the next one. Whatever they said, and I don't even know what happened over there. I was stressing out for 4 hours, driving it in a straight line. The only thing I had was the line, the gauger line that you mark the way that you need to go, and you have to stay on that line. The minute the boat goes right, left, you see on the line. And I'm trying to keep her straight. And I'm sweaty, and I'm stressing, and we don't see anybody. We don't have lights. And it became at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it looked like dark. And then we figured that we were already 3 hours doing this. The boat dies. We're drifting. We're starting it, getting back to the position, trying to go climb in. And we know there's other boats around, which is he went to the front with a flashlight trying to figure out where we're going. After 4.5 hours getting towards 6 p.m., 5 p.m. or 4 p.m., I can't remember. We got to the point that we drifted into the sea so much. I was sure I'm not going to see my family anymore. We're going to run into another boat. We're going to flip. We're going to tip. We're going to do anything. We're going to die on in the sea. And I'm Shema Israel, and I'm like blessing and praying and get me out of it. And I'll be a good person. And eventually, we got to the point that she got to one of the biggest bridges that you have to pass when you get to the destination, the island. And it's a bridge, you couldn't even see it. Imagine, we got to the point it was so dark. We saw lights above us like UFOs. I'm talking about up above us, maybe about 50, 60 meters up. We see lights passing as we look ahead. And then we figured out that's the bridge. That's the cars up there. So the bridge that builds with access point on the bottom, we have to steer the boat straight between the columns. We didn't even see anything. We didn't see the columns. Maybe about 20 meters before, we saw the freaking bridge, which was huge. And the boat was aligned to one of the columns, and I'm breaking the wheel and trying to course adjust it to get to the center, and we almost slammed into one of the, and we passed through without touching. I was just able to adjust it. We passed through. The minute we passed through, we actually got to the most dangerous part of the trip. This guy was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? A 2-hour drive. It's already 6.5 hours. We don't know where we are. We don't know where we need to go. Imagine, he asked me, where do we need to go? And I tell him, bro, I don't know. I was planning on daylight so I can tell you, hey, this is the house or this is the area. I have no idea where we're going. And then he explained to me that in that area of that island, mostly is shallow. There is only one trench line or gap between small islands in the Keys, if you know Florida Keys, that is not shallow. You have to stay within a 12 meter gap that was deep enough. And I'm steering the boat on that, trying to get on that path from probably previous lines. And I don't see shit. And I don't know where I'm going. And he's almost crying. I'm trying to keep composure. I'm a bit older than him and my boat and everything and my liability. And I'm trying to keep composure. And I'm like, bro, don't worry. We'll make it. And then we see light in the distance. We see lights. And I'm like, man, that's the neighborhood that we need to go to. I hope so. Let's get over there. There's probably a dock there. I'm docking on anybody's dock right now. And he says, but you can't. This is shallow water. And I'm trying to adjust the boat. Big fucking yacht. And I try to adjust it to the right, and I slam a bang. And she turns around and spins 360. And we are both screaming. What? We got a little bit closer to the lights. And I don't know, by the hand of God, God was with us that day. I looked to the distance and I saw a dock light up. One of the docks light up. And I steered the boat over there. And once I got to the dock, imagine that was actually the house of my client. And she came outside. And I put the boat close. And I didn't even know how to dock it, so I got the guy, hey, at least come and park it. And he came and he kind of tried to maneuver it. And I was like, man, I'm jumping to the water. I don't care. We're not missing that dock. I'm jumping to the water. He's like, no, wait. We got a little bit closer. I jumped on the dock. I tied the boat. He shot her down. My client was like, what are you doing here? It's late at, it's like 8 o'clock at night. What are you doing it with a boat? With like, how did you guys manage it? You don't even have lights. I'm like, let me have a moment. And we both broke down. Tears from stress. Tears. And that was an experience I would never ever forget. I would never ever forget. And that scared me. Not enough that I'm scared of the sea. I'm scared of deep sea. I'm like, not Titanic shit. I'm like scared of deep sea. I would go diving in deep sea with a cage. Nothing. Why? Why would I do that? I'm not a fish. I like the shorelines. I'm good with that. And I said I'm never gonna buy a boat again. Never gonna buy a boat. I put the boat. Guys did sleep on it, but when I sold it, I said I'm never gonna buy a boat. And then once the Caribbean phase came on in our life, we bought another yacht. And we bought it to the island. But now we enjoy it. Now I feel like I have the experience. I have the scars to prove that I'm a maritime boy. Actually, did my pirate license, did my captain's license here, and we're rocking the Caribbean water with our Caribbean dream, our yacht, which you're gonna get to know soon enough because we're gonna podcast on it the minute she's in the water again. Shout out to all my friends. Another story coming up soon. Next story is about 3 billionaires I met and 3 unique stories I have on them. Stay tuned.